Live from the Mainstream Cannabis Media Empire, I'm Travis Lippert, CEO of Veedverks Unlimited Limited, better known as Veedverks.
I'm Michael Miller, International Marketing Director for PanaceaLife.com, CBD manufacturer here in beautiful Boulder, Colorado. Oh, excuse me, Golden. How about that? Right off jump. Yeah. I love it. It wouldn't be the same without a little... No.
Without a little...
Yeah.
You want to try it again?
No. It's all good.
All right.
It's all good.
Well, today is exciting because we are attempting to use Restream.io for the first time, so we should be simultaneously now broadcasting to Facebook and YouTube.
Yeah.
And I'll be messing with those comments, or trying to figure out how to do the comments today as we do this.
Sure.
And then if we keep the time under the right length,
right,
and we do a great job, then we'll cut this into a podcast to stream on Purple Haze Radio.
I'm excited about that.
There.
That relationship's going to forge a lot of good things for not only us, but definitely our fantastic guests we always have.
And then we're going to send the video to Blunt TV, and it'll be available on Roku and Fire Stick.
Yay!
So
that's what's up.
Bit by bit, we're reaching more people, and this Restream thing, hopefully it works out well.
I hope so. Right now, we're up to about 1.3 million followers.
Oh, yeah?
Going through Dash Radio.
I don't know.
Purple Haze Dash Radio, absolutely.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see. I need to see some metrics. That sounds like a lot of
Pull
people.
it up. Let's do it right now.
That's not, no.
Go ahead. Purple Haze Dash Property.
What I would rather do is
come on.
What I'd rather do is
bring in my good friend.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Today we have with us Carlo Desierto of Cannaeo. How'd I do?
You did well. Thank you very much, Travis. I appreciate that warm introduction, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day over there in the beautiful state of Colorado, the founding state of all of these movements. So thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me on air. So I appreciate that, and Michael. We've known each other for quite some time now. Yeah. Long time, man. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, back in the cash and biz and BioTrack days. You and I go back 5-6 years, probably.
A lot of trial and errors and hiccups and jump ropes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And look, we're still standing. That's what's up. That's what it's all about.
We're still standing, smiling ear to ear, suit and tie, looking amazing. Yeah. So can't complain, man. But there are still a lot of challenges that we have to go through, and as leaders and as pioneers in this industry, it's very, very crucial that we set those standards, because people are watching. People are watching out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, before Cash and Biz, what can you tell our viewers? A lot of times we take what we did prior, not all of us, but a lot of us, what we did before this industry, and did we apply any of that to the hemp, cannabis, CBD industry, what have you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So if you really want to go back in time.
Let's back it up.
Let's back it up. Okay. I was raised by a CFO, a former CFO of the largest pharmaceutical company in the Philippines. So pretty much my playground was the office, the corporation. My dad would always take me to his office, sometimes Saturdays, sometimes Sundays. It's not because he had to do work, but he really loved what he did. I would pick fights with my brothers just so my mom would say, honey, go take your son to your office. Go bring him with you. And I just love the typewriter. That was my favorite toy, the typewriter. And I saw how he ran the entire operation. Being the finance guy, I saw it. So to me, maybe I was bred into being that corporate guy, and let alone it was the largest pharmaceutical company and manufacturing pharmaceutical products in the Philippines. So you can already see where all of these things, kind of started. So obviously, when graduated out of high school, joined the military right after I got out of high school. I was an angel in high school.
I love that.
I was an angel in high school, so let's just say cannabis and I had a little bit of history in high school, and I sat in front of the judge, and the judge negotiated with me, and he said, "Listen, son, I can either slam you the book or do something for your country." And I said, "You know what? I'll do something for my country." You know. So at that point, I learned a lot in the military. You know. I was a navigator in the military, and that's actually the MO that I chose for the United States Navy. And once again, from following my father's footsteps as the finance director of the largest pharmaceutical company in the Philippines, here I am as a navigator in the United States Navy, and I'm sitting watching. I'm watching the captain of the vessel navigate the ship. So I'm watching him how he runs his operation as well. So I'm here 18 years old and I'm watching him and how he runs his entire division. So once again, I just got another taste of leadership, seeing how everything is operated, whether it's a small, it's a small division all the way up to large division. So I mean, I was just always this kid that I was observing everything, very observant, very inquisitive.
Nice.
I would always ask questions like, why is the sky blue? Why is the water green? Why is this? Why is that? But the more questions I ask, the more knowledge I infuse. Of course, I always chose what kind of information I infused in my mind, because being raised by a very corporate executive individual, he's always taught me that be mindful of what you hear, also be mindful on the people that you listen to, which will bring me to how I got started in the cannabis industry. So let's fast forward that I got into real estate. I had my own email marketing company in 2003 from the money that I made from the U.S. Navy, and it was just laughing giggles project. I put together a team of six, and we started an email marketing company. I was one of those guys that what was that S word, spam?
It's a bad word these days, not as much back then.
That word, yeah. So we would send. I think the first account that I had that I closed was a network marketing company. And back in 2002, they didn't know what email marketing was. It was sending, sharing cassette tapes to promote their opportunity.
Sure.
So we started sending email marketing animated videos, and that just blew up. I mean, it just expanded from there. So in 2004, we got an offer from a publicly traded Minnesota company to buy out our goodwill, pretty much. All of the details that we were able to acquire. So we got bought out at the age of 23, 24. I already had a good six-figure income. I mean, six-figure amount of funds into my account. And of course, at that time, what was the big thing? Mortgages, real estate.
Sure.
I just kind of jumped on the bandwagon, if you know what I'm saying. So I got involved in the mortgage game by using the same platform that we were email marketing the same platform that we sold to that publicly traded company. Um, that blew up. I mean, we all know the
Yes.
mortgage. You don't even have to work a full 8-hour days. Only work 3 or 4 hour days, and next thing you know, your phone's ringing, and you're making about $10,000-$15,000 per month by the end of the month. So did well in the mortgage game. The market tanked in 2008. Uh, I got into short sales. I got into bringing in an investor to invest into properties that we were able to acquire from pre-foreclosure stages. And that's kind of when the whole investor thing started to click into my head. I said, okay, you're telling me if I have a good project and it's proven to turn into profits, I have OPM that'd be willing to put money into these projects. So it just started to make sense to me. So 2013, I had a pretty good amount of money saved up, and we also, after 9 years of mortgage and real estate, things kind of change a little bit. You kind of like, what's out there, what's next. I want something. I want something hot. Because in the real estate and mortgage game, it takes a while. Like you acquire a lead, and it takes about 30, 60. I mean, it takes about 90 days to close that deal. It wasn't scale income; it was magnitude income. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
It takes a yeah. So I wanted something that was more. I don't want to use the word dominant, but more like long term. Because after going through the ups and downs of the real estate and the mortgage and real estate again, I said, I want something more stable.
And you picked this. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, the cannabis industry. I started doing more research into it, and I said, okay, obviously, in 2004, in 2013, when I was looking at the cannabis industry, you can't mix financial and real estate in the cannabis industry because it was still an issue with the federal government.
Sure.
Okay. So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, well, what can I do? What can I do? I know if I don't put myself in here, I'm gonna miss that train. And it reminded me of being a kid again. I said, what if I interview the best of the best out there and just learn from them and just have that humble inside feeling of just be open and say, hey man, look, my name is Carlo Desierto. I have a blog and I'd like to interview you because I'd like to feature you on our blog. And of course, back in the day, when you have guys like, and I'm going to give a shout out to some of the pioneers out there, when you have guys like Trip Keeber, you have guys like Troy Dayton, the Michael Millers out there, you have these. We were only what a cell phone or text message away.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So at that point, we were a very small community. Mm-hmm. All of us, a very small community where we all knew, like, hey guys, so let's work together. Let's put our knowledge, skills, and everything that we know from our backgrounds, and let's really pave the way in this industry. So let alone that platform, Cash and Biz, blew up. Yep. I mean, we were being invited to a lot of trade show events, and we got to really close to a lot of the pioneers out there. Just a few folks that I mentioned. Also, let's give a shout out to the brother and sister operation, the Panacea family. Now, Morgan and Emily. I mean, they are killing it. Much love to the brother and sister operation. Folks like this really open up and pioneer the cannabis industry. So that's pretty much kind of how it got started with me in Cash and Biz and my background, how it got started.
Can we do a technical thing here real quick? I want to get some silence from us so I can we've been picking up a hum, and I want to be able to try and remove that hum later. So if we can just do
Test.
Wait, but so just let me click.
Oh, my bad.
All right, there. I'm going to go remove that sound digitally with magic later.
Nice. My brother was a navigator in the Navy as well on a submarine.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. So his classification and his top secret confidential is a lot more intense than mine.
He ended up rewriting some of the war tactics in Orlando. They have naval school there or whatever. Yeah, he loved it. He loved those submarines. Well, for about 10 years. Then it was like, okay, enough under the water. And then he had a cherry job. He was a captain of the tug. Well, not a tug. In Hawaii that goes to Ford Island. It transports people. Ferry, there we go. Thank you to the audience of our 1,000 people watching live.
So yeah, you mentioned Cash and Biz. Can you tell us a little bit more about what that was? I feel like I know the name.
Cash and Biz. I'm not sure what's going on there now because we sold that to a publicly traded company here in St. Cash and Biz was one of the financial hub, financial information hub for the cannabis industry. So it was kind of industry. Yeah. So it was great. It was amazing. I still miss it, but at the end of the day, like let it go.
Yeah, so we got to do that.
Yeah.
So can you tell us about Cannaeo? I've been on your website and looked. It looks like you have just tons and tons of products that you're the biggest white labeling company that I've seen.
One of my favorite CBD companies in the industry.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys. I absolutely appreciate the love. Yeah. Cannaeo, once again, when I had Cash and Biz, Cannaeo was just laughs and giggles project for me.
Yeah.
It started off as an e-commerce platform back in early 2015 while we were still launching Cash and Biz. So we went to literally it was just a brand. I said, you know what, this is going to my former partners and I said, wow, Cannaeo, the name Cannaeo. Let's make this an e-commerce site just for laughs and giggles. We went to the Denver 2015 Denver event, and we had this big sign where we had all of our brands, Cash and Biz, Cannaeo, and some of the sponsors that we had back then. And people were just saying, that's a sexy name, Cannaeo. And we were like, okay, sure. And everyone just kept saying, that's a sexy name, that's a sexy name. So, of course, we did started loading it with other people's products and e-commerce. But once again, one of those hurdles that we went through, our merchant processor was getting shut down. Then we would open another merchant processor, it gets shut down again. I mean, it was literally all of these nightmares that we went through back in 2015, 2016, 2017, and then from there, we got acquired by a small family firm in San Diego. And they said, hey guys, maybe it's time for you guys to cut the middleman and maybe create your own product, because with this whole processing and merchant processing, it's really an issue right now. Why don't you cut the middleman and actually create your own product? And they do have some manufacturing contacts out there that can create products. And we launched our very first luxury skincare product, and once again, that thing blew up. It's in I'm sure she'll see this one of these days. The girl that I was dating, she got her friends to get the products out there, and I'm just like, thank you,
Yeah.
And I got a couple of friends from the folks that I met, of course, through thank goodness again for the Cash and Biz connections that I met. I met some wonderful people, and they also supported the growth of Cannaeo, and it just it grew in San Diego County. Then you guys are gonna laugh. I think Michael, I told you the story. I went to the LA Women's Expo in Los Angeles. I believe it was in May 2016. And let's just say we kind of got aggressive, and someone said, hey, you got a beautiful brand. I love the name. Why don't we start infusing our food goods with hemp? And you kind of get bold sometimes when you've been doing things for a while. It's like, oh, sure, let's go ahead and infuse products, infuse this food goods with hemp. And let alone, they were also private labeling. That food manufacturing facility private labeled salsas. What else? Salsas, barbecue sauces, teriyaki sauces. salad dressings, you know. So a lot of the private labeling also originated from that manufacturing facility, and some of the knowledge that I learned that I needed to regenerate from the time that I was a kid. The aha moment came upon again. I said, "Whoa, hold on for a second. This is what I used. This was something that I did when I was a kid. You know, going to my dad's office, seeing all these manufacturing. Except that time it was pharmaceuticals. Now it's like food goods. So I saw the big picture again. I said, okay, maybe I can literally start private labeling all the products that you know that my dad showed me when I was a kid. You know, I mean not pharmaceuticals, but you know the skincare stuff, the toothpaste, the health and wellness and beauty, and it, the food factory. Let's just say the big boys, the feds came in and they said, "Hey, man, you guys can't be doing this." You know, they said it's too early. It's too early for this. So let's just say the owner of that manufacturing facility, he said, "You know what? I'm retiring anyway. I don't really want to deal with all those stuff. You know, I'll just shut down the company, shut down the manufacturing facility, and I'll go on with my life." And, to me, that was painful. You know, because a lot of money was deployed. I could smile about it, but at the same time, it really was, excuse my language, it was really a freaking huge lesson for me.
Sure.
Before we acquire any more projects out there, we really had to do our homework because it sounded good in the beginning, you know. And of course, I'm still young, you know. I still have a lot to learn. When we joint venture with that manufacturing facility, everything looked good, everything looked great, but only to realize that they weren't ready for the big box boys. They weren't ready for the big
Right.
stores because literally we had 9 SKUs, Michael.
Yeah.
9 SKUs. As soon as we signed the JV, we had 9 SKUs in 1 month.
Wow.
And they already had contacts that they have been manufacturing foods for already in the past. That just also opened a lot of opportunities as well. You know, they started asking, "Hey, what do you got over there? What's that Cannaeo thing?" You know, so, and some of these guys are big box stores, and again, it opened a lot of attention. It opened a lot of eyes out there, and sometimes when you get too big, it's, you know, maybe it happens, right?
Yeah.
So
I tell you what, going to his events, I've never seen so many beautiful women that represent you. I'm telling you, it's insane. I'm telling you, no, 5, 10. The most beautiful women in Southern California are at his events, representing Cannaeo, or back then Cash and Biz. You got some pull there. You've got some pull.
Yeah, I miss them. They're good people, you know. The ladies, I'm sure they'll run into this. I just want to let you know, the ones that used to work for me at Cash and Biz, much love to you girls. I know you worked hard.
Yep.
We went through a lot. I've always cared about you ladies. I know we had a little bit of tough situation at Cash and Biz, but I just want you to know, and I know you're going to see this eventually, that I did what I can. I did what I can to save the company. I did what I can to keep us focused on what we wanted Cash and Biz to be. Unfortunately, you know, it's sometimes it gets out of my control. But I'm sure you ladies will see this. I just want you to know that I really cared about what we were doing, and it was so fun, and we were so exciting. And I do miss spending time with you all in all these events. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm messing with this audio.
No, I understand.
This is a great content, and I'm trying to make sure that we get a good recording of it. But so you said you had 9 SKUs within 9 months? No, within a month.
1 month. Yeah.
And what year was that?
That was, we signed the JV in April. I still remember the days. April 15, 2017 is when we signed the JV. And it took about a month and a half to launch 9 SKUs. We had a Bloody Mary mix, teriyaki sauce, salad dressing, We had a mango. We had a papaya sauce. I mean, it was just pretty much what I told the manufacturing owner was, line up all of your top 10 products, and we're gonna keep it simple, and we're just gonna keep everything simple.
Mhm.
All those 9 products that actually sold the most, we're just gonna infuse them with hemp seed oil. That's it. Let's not try to get fancy. Just give me the 10 products that generated the most sales last year, and let's just infuse it with hemp seed oil. Sure enough, that thing just went, because I mean, I read this book by Martin Fridson. It's called How to Be a Billionaire, and he said sometimes copying and pasting is the way to domination.
Mm.
Copy, paste, and innovate. What do you think Sam Walton did? What did he do? He copied, pasted, and innovated things.
Sure.
So that's exactly what we did at Cannaeo. I mean, we just looked at the products that sold already and just revamped and re-innovated the packaging, and then introduced it out there in the market.
Travis is just going ape
I'll tell you
shit
what.
today.
Yeah.
I mean, we are hearing a buzz of stuff. You have no idea how OCD my
Travis-
brother is. No, not OCD. He just loves quality.
Yeah, we're trying to
Hey,
improve the
man.
quality around here.
So where's my fired notice? I know I bring us down.
Hey, you keep. No, this is awesome. You mentioned so your father was a CFO of a big drug company, and you mentioned watching and learning from the captain on the ship. Are there any other mentors or role models who've stood out in your life?
Woo! Oh my gosh.
Good question.
Yeah, and once again, going back to what Pops told me, it's like, you better be mindful on the mentors that you listen to, which is actually a great question. Obviously, I mean, Pops just, he really has been a great mentor for me. Who else? Some of the, I've read, what's his name? U.S. Steel. What's Andrew Carnegie? I really, really admire his story, his background. Excuse me, Andrew Carnegie, the Sam Waltons, some of the folks out there that I grew. One individual that I grew up with. He actually, he's a huge. He's actually he was my best friend back in the day during our fun bachelor years. He was the leader of the credit reporting game in the auto industry. So I looked up to him as like my big brother. I learned a lot from him. But really, Pops, Dad.
Nice.
Yeah.
In addition, so I'd say that the two main things you do is you white label products and you do digital marketing. Are those the two major areas that you focus on in your business?
I mean, I just love marketing. I just love marketing and financing. Those are the two things, financing is just digital. I mean, obviously, because products. The reason why I like private labeling is it's so easy. You create a product for 25 cents, you make $1. You
Yep.
create a product for 25 cents, you make $1. It's no brainer. It really is no brainer. So that's the financing aspect of it, and of course my background, because the pharmaceutical industry and what I learned when it comes to manufacturing, to me it's kind of like a part of my blood, and then marketing. Marketing is just fun, man.
Yeah, it is.
Marketing is just fun, it's creativity. It's creativity that's coming out of your vision, out of your mind, and then you're just painting that art and that picture for everyone and saying, hey, here's a product right here, and I just put some designs on it, and then I do my little SEO and marketing on it, just sharing with people. Hey guys, look at this art. So that's pretty much that's why we've mixed digital marketing and private labeling in one house, because I don't want to say I'm a master at it, but it's what I love to do.
What are some of the things that you're the most proud of doing marketing wise? Like what are your major exploits?
Uh, exactly what you guys are doing right now. Content, interviewing, because there's nothing like learning something from someone that has already dug the ditch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful. It's amazing. Travis, the knowledge that Michael, the knowledge that just by interviewing someone, you're literally getting that growth hack. You're literally getting that ignition from like 0 to 120 miles per hour, because you're talking to someone that's been digging that ditch. So content writing is really what I love. I know I kind of have to millennialize some of my game a little bit, because I really like writing content and doing and creating videos. Content as in like publishing articles, blogs, and stuff like that. But as unfortunate as it sounds nowadays, people want that quick information. So right now we have to figure out a way to unload the information in a quick manner, such as memes, infographics. Some of you guys that are following me on LinkedIn, some of the images that I post. Hey, this brand could be yours. I love putting people on the driver's seat. That's kind of like one of the creative ways where we create all of these mock-up brands, but in a psychological manner, we're letting you know, hey, this could be your brand. So those are some of the strategies that I love and I take pride on. It's more on like reverse psychology marketing. You could be sitting in this chair in a way, kind of like that's kind of
Sure.
like the market that I tend to convey out there. You could be sitting in this chair. You could be the CEO of this product. This is your brand, but here's a mock-up of it. So yeah.
Do you have any particular brands that you can share with us that you're proud of? Like where you just, I don't know, you seem like a guy to me who sits down with a piece of paper and just ends up drawing logos and stuff on it.
Oh
like
my God. If my little brother would hear this, he would laugh, because my little brother is a psychiatrist, in San Francisco. He's just like, he said, and I'm going to get back to your question, and he said, Carlo, you're just this guy, like when you see a toy, you look at that toy and you reinvent your own toy. I would steal my big brother's toys and he would get mad at me. We would get in fights, but really what I would do is I would take that toy and I would draw it. I would draw that toy and then I would just stare at that toy like it's my own thing. So there's one for you, Greg, whenever you listen to this interview. But yeah, you hit it right in the spot. I've always been that guy where I just look at these products and I go, how can we innovate this product? How can we make this fun? Here's the thing: if you think of this as money all the time, no. Money is just a digital number. But if you look at this product and say, how can this really capture people's imagination? How? So some of the products right now, age-defying cream.
I love that. I need it.
Like
Ship
it or,
me a sample.
like it or lump it, it's moving.
I need any serum for the face. Come on, brother, hook me up.
Another thing that we have that's quite popular is let me pull up my sheet over here. Since we're providing valuable information, I might as well.
Let's do that. His
Might
products
as well. Yeah, might as well share it with you guys, because let me share with you the challenging R&D that we do. Okay.
Yeah.
If someone calls me and asks me, what is your top selling products, and I need data, I'll tell you how hard it is to do our R&D. I have to get up my seat. I have to walk 50 feet at the warehouse, and I have to look at which pallets are stacked high. And that's my R&D. Which pallets are moving? Which pallets are moving? You know, which pallets are, obviously those are the pallets are being ordered. There's R&D. Once again, let's keep it simple. You know, products really are easy. I mean, it's really you manufacture something for 25 cents, you make $1. But of course, finding the right manufacturer is always the key.
Yes, it is.
Obviously, I learned my lesson already. So, dun, 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 here are the top selling products in 2018. Number 1, the CBD Actives Energy and Focus Oral Spray. For the fitness people.
Right.
Okay. Number 2, you're gonna laugh at this, Michael, and whether you like it or not, take this for what it's worth. The CBD Arousal Lubricant for women.
Nice. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Do you have one for men too?
I mean, hey, the way I look at this, Michael and Travis, pallets don't lie.
Yes. True.
The pallets, the boxes don't lie. You know, I mean, that's the number 2 2018 selling product. Number 3, obviously, I mentioned it to you, the age-defying serum.
Yeah.
Number 4, the weight loss drops. Standard. And then number 5 is the what was it? Eye cream. Excuse me, the pain bomb. The pain bomb. So those top 5 products are the ones that are moving right now. I mean, if you ask me, what's my favorite one? I like being fit. You know, I like the whole fitness thing. So I do like the energy spray and anything that involves with physical training or fitness products. So there we go. So 5 tips, guys. 5 tips. I mean, excuse me, 5 products. So that's valuable information for everyone to know for sure. Oh, by the way, pet products.
Yes.
Huge.
People love their dog more than their kids.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Or at least better medical care.
You know, so those top 6 that I shared with you guys, that's literally golden nugget for you guys. So if anyone out there that's listening to this show right now, or listening to this live interview, if you want to infiltrate or at least to start yourself in the CBD industry, those top 6 products that I just mentioned, I guarantee you launch your own brand with those top 6 products, it's gonna sell. Yeah. You know, so there you go.
What's your MOQ?
On average, I try to tell folks 1,000, but I'm starting to get I'm here in Orange County right now, so there's a lot of folks out there that are saying, "Hey, Carlo, listen, you know, 1,000 MOQ is cute and nice and all for you, but look, man, like I own my own real estate company. I'm a doctor. I'm a this. I'm a that. If you can give me a lower MOQ where I can at least start with 3 to 5 products, you know, I'm gonna come back."
Nice.
So we kind of did a starter pack. MOQ where the minimum is 1,000, but out of those 1,000 you got to order at least 5 SKUs. You know what I'm saying? So 200 200 of item number 1, 200 of item number 2, 200 item number 3. You know, I mean, you're looking about a $10,000 investment.
I need that. I need that because I've got a customer that wants like 20 of your SKUs.
You know, that's kind of like what I said, like with all due respect, you know, like guys, if you don't have at least $10,000 to invest in the CBD industry, that's just products. We're not even talking about attorney fees. We're not even talking about certification fees, this and that. But if you don't have at least $10,000 to invest, and I'm speaking for Travis's clients, I'm speaking for Michael's clients. If you don't have at least $1,000 to invest into for their consultation, for Travis and Michael's consultation, I'm sorry, this might not be an industry for you.
I couldn't agree more.
You know, don't waste Travis's time. Don't waste Michael's time. I love you guys. Love all the viewers. Love all the listeners. Please, you know, you got to have at least $25,000 to utilize Travis's and Michael's Michael's consultation company or firm. You know, you just can't. It's you got to understand the challenges that we went through. I mean, I'll tell you right now how much my family lost on that manufacturing facility. $190,000.
Yeah.
$190,000. Maybe I cried over it. Maybe I got the bones at Thanksgiving. I didn't really get the turkey from my family. I got the bones, but for all of you folks that are listening out there, you got to have some dough to get involved in. Just have some dough, you know, and it's really serious because you are getting into an industry. I don't want to use the word for sure or guarantee. You're getting into an industry that is still young.
Yes.
And if your brand sticks, at least one of the companies that survived during all of these pioneering stages, you are going to make a lot of money. But you got to put up some dough. You got to put up some dough. You know? So.
I mean, even $25,000 or $50,000 is really, you know, not a lot of money to open up your own business with the potential upside that we have, you know.
Right.
But it's a lot of hard work, you know. It really is.
It's a lot of hard work, and like what I mentioned in the very beginning of this segment, people are watching you. So you know those days, and much love to some of my community advocates out there, cannabis community advocates, where you know making yourself professional and not dressing up, not suiting up because you think it's like, hey man, you know, we're in the cannabis industry. No, this is an industry that is going to be professionalized. So you got to be ready for that. You know, suit up, dress up. You know, act. Especially for folks out there with the LinkedIn profiles, and you say you're a CEO, and next thing you know, in the background of your picture, it's like a forest, and then you're not dressed up. How do you think these investors are going to take you seriously?
Sure.
You know, as a pioneers of this industry, we have to put those standards. We have to really lift up those standards because we are, you know, people are watching us out there. So
yes, they are.
What is your proudest achievement so far?
Proudest achievement is our flipping companies. You know, when I flipped that email marketing company, I was like 22 and a half years old. And I'm just like, what? It's like selling a house. You know, it's just paperwork. It's just a bunch of paperwork, you know? So they bought a piece of paper. Also, flipping cash and biz. That was even though it was hard, even though it was heartbreaking, but flipping that cash and biz, I learned a lot. I learned private equity and mergers and acquisition when I flipped cash and biz, when I sold cash and biz. You know, another tip. Okay, another tip for you folks out there that are listening to this segment. When you sell a company, you will learn everything from the contracts. Read the contracts, up, down, front, back, side, everything. That pretty much tells you how the transaction goes. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, literally when you sell a company or when you're getting ready to raise capital or what have you, read the contracts because that's pretty much your cheat sheet. Sure. You know, it's your cheat sheet. It tells you here's what's going to happen if you don't follow this. Here's what's going to happen when you follow this, and then from there, just reverse engineer that and say, oh, geez, I can do this myself. You know, so those are the two greatest achievements in my life. I believe is just flipping those two companies.
Nice. Do you always have an exit strategy when you get into a venture like this?
The exit strategy, I like the number 9. I like the number 9.
Is that for 9 million or 9 years?
If someone were to offer me, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm about to put this out there in air. If someone were to offer me 9 million to buy out Cannaeo, I think I would let it go. Yeah, you know, I think because I don't know if this is the segment to talk about. I love solar. I love green technology. I love saving the world energy. I think that is the calling that I'm getting right now. Yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah. So just throwing it out there, but
Check your wallet. How much you got on you right now?
I have $9.99 on me.
So we're out, but maybe we can put up the investors and take a piece, because I love Cannaeo. I love your products. I have just went through every one and digested every formula in my head, and the possibilities and the potential of Cannaeo is limitless. It really is.
Shout out really to the manufacturing facility that we'll form the joint venture with, the formulator.
Sure.
Shout out to him. It's really, I'm just the guy that puts things together, puts the puzzles together, but it's really the formulator at our facility. So really shout out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to take all the credit, but no, it's always, the folks out there that really deserve it.
Absolutely.
What's the best advice you've ever gotten?
The best advice that I've ever gotten, Miss Crawl, my science teacher, back when I was I believe I was in seventh grade. I was in science class, and she gave me this instruction. She's just like, hey, I have a project for you at detention. And I'm like, okay. She gave me this instruction, and I was tasked to put this project together. As soon as I put this project together, I was supposed to be in detention for a week. But if I put this project together and get it done, I'll be off detention for a week. I think it was a great strategy that she did. So sure enough, I stayed at home. I studied this project that she tasked me to do. And on that detention day one, I was able to put the project together. And I thought that was cool. I was like, yeah, look at this, teacher, so I don't have detention anymore. And this is what she told me. She said, Carlo, talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius is a target no one else can see. And I was like, huh? So what does that mean? And she said it again. Talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius is a target no one else can see. What that simply means is, yes, you have talent, Carlo. You put that thing together. Great. Good for you. But where is the genius behind this? And I'm like, okay. The person that gave you the instruction is the genius behind it, because that instruction made you do something that you weren't unable to do yesterday or last week. So the point of this story is, don't stop reading. Knowledge. Yeah. Read. Everyone right now, they just want these memes. They want these videos, quick information. But there's something about reading that will always put individuals, those individuals that take the time to read, they're always going to stand ahead of everyone that doesn't read. So just because you got talent, you have this. You're a great basketball player. You're a great tennis player. You're a great race car driver. There is something out there that you're not seeing yet because you're not reading. So that is the best advice that I've ever gotten. Talent is a target no one else can hit. Genius is a target no one else can see. And what's seeing? Reading.
Nice. What's the worst advice you ever gave somebody?
The worst advice that I ever gave somebody, which also helped me, which also led me to the cannabis industry, just do it. Just go do it. Just do it.
Don't worry about it. Do it.
Pull the grenade and just go. I've given some worst advice out there. Lost some friends because they said, "Well, I thought you knew what you were doing." And I'm like, "Well, look, I'm in the cannabis industry just like you, but what I know is I know how to make money." But but if we work together as a team, and get that goal, we can solve those problems. So that's when I was a little younger. But now that I'm a little older now, I tend to use more of my convergent thinking. You have a divergent thinking and you have convergent thinking. Divergent thinking is the go creative, just jump mentality. Okay, then you have the convergent thinking, which is data analytics. You have to look at everything in an angle before you make decisions. I minimized my divergent thinking a little bit. I'm more of a convergent now. Before it was 60% divergent, 40% convergent. I've switched it around now where I'm more 40% divergent, 60% convergent. So I kind of mix that around, but whatever, you get the point.
Sure.
Yeah, the worst advice I've ever given someone is just go do it. You know, I think that's kind of like a Generation X thing. You know, we you know the Facebooks. You know,
Nike, just do it.
Just do it. Do it now. What is it?
YOLO.
Break YOLO. Like break things, fix later. You know. So I think that's kind of like our little Generation X mentality. But not when I have a lot of responsibilities. Now I have a lot of shareholders and investors. I can't be doing the just do it anymore. I have to literally sit down and talk to my board of directors and say, okay, guys, what's the right move? And we'll execute as per everyone's vote.
Nice.
We're coming up on time. Do you, number one, how do people get a hold of you if they want to get a hold of you? And
yeah, easy for now. I do get a lot of inquiry. LinkedIn.
Okay.
I'm very responsive with my LinkedIn. I take pride on that because obviously professionals. I mean, you got to respond. You know, sometimes you get a lot of folks that are trying to sell you stuff, but at the same time, I just say thank you, not a problem. So your LinkedIn is very crucial. Make sure you take care of your LinkedIn because that's what everyone uses now. So LinkedIn is probably the best spot to best hub to get in touch with.
And Cannaeo is CANNAEO.com.
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, .net, right?
.com.
Okay.
Charlie Alpha November Alpha Echo Oscar.com.
There you go.
Copy. Copy all.
I love it.
Do you know any jokes?
Jokes. Not really a joke person. I mean, I'm the type of person where if someone throws a joke and I'm kind of witty, so someone has to strike first, and then I'll strike back. You know, so I'm kind of one of those guys. But go ahead.
I'm gonna come up with a new phrase. You're not wearing something about you need to keep a joke in your front pocket.
On this show, you do.
When you put on a suit, have a joke in your front pocket.
You
because
love
nobody
jokes.
knows any jokes.
No.
Nobody knows any jokes.
Well,
anymore.
they know a lot of them, but they don't want to put them on air. And we had Senator Diane Savino on out of Brooklyn, and Travis asked her the same thing. Great politician. She comes right back and says, "None that I can say on air." You know?
I mean,
great response.
I mean, we were off air. I mean, I know when Michael and I caught up 3 weeks ago. I mean, I could throw some jokes in that phone conversation, but I don't.
Yeah, I know. Forgive me for that. No, anyway. I love it. Oh, it's great having you on, Carlo. That's for sure.
Much love, guys. Much love. Travis, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Michael, you're doing a phenomenal job over there in Colorado, and I appreciate you guys, man. And I love your show. You guys are literally pioneering something that is very valuable for all of the viewers and listeners. So I appreciate your time. Much love to you guys. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
Thanks, buddy. Have a great day, man.
All right.
Take care.
Okay, it was coming from his end, the audio.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, we're gonna fix that.
I thought it was right there.
Fix that
to be honest with you, that one.
Well, do you hear it now?
No,
I certainly don't hear it now.
So did we stream on both?
I think we did it. I think we streamed on YouTube and Facebook.
And we got what,
53
minutes, which is just there.
Oh, that elapsed time is convenient.
Yeah, it is.
That's beautiful.
So we need 52 to 58. So that's perfect.
Nailed it.
I kind of like the new studio setup.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
What made you decide to do this?
It just gives us more options for the camera angles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the curve, does it still show flat?
Yeah,
it does.
I mean, look.
Oh yeah, I guess I've been looking at it for an hour. What a retard! That's funny. But I tell you what, Carlo, what a hell of a guy. I've known him going on 7 years. He did an interview on me back in the day, and just a special person, you know, great businessman, great thinker. Seems like everything almost that he touches does well. And you can see Cannaeo, that's just, I love the whole product line that he has. You know, it's something that we don't have, you or I, really. You know, well, we have lotions, but he has so many really cosmetic kind of serums and things like that. I love it.
He's got lady lotions.
Yes, he does. Number what? 2 seller?
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Great show.
Thanks everybody for tuning in.
Yep.
We will see you next week.
Take care, guys. Appreciate it.